Hello everybody, my name is Ansel and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 The Great War. Let us continue from where we last left off. So we beat Bulgaria in the Second Balkan War, so that's fantastic. And now basically we have about a year. Like a year, I think almost a year exactly, until Archduke Franz Ferdinand is going to get shot. So we have about a year to prepare and build up to, fight the Austrians. So first things first, let's do these guys. And their first objective is... What's actually... I don't know exactly what their objective is going to be, because there's a lot of river here. In fact, no matter what we do, we would be crossing a river, I think. So our first objective really would just be to take, not there. But I think almost just to make a little... Well, we're going to get the Croatians revolt with us, aren't we? So if we can do that, if we can kind of just push up into these mountains here, that's probably going to be our first objective. And it being World War I, this objective probably might take 5 years. We'll see. So what else we got? We can modify our government. But is there anything we can really do? Political advisor. We have the guys who make our factories faster. Rocket site air bases don't really matter. I mean, forts maybe, but Chief of Navy, Chief of Air Force, we don't really have any... We don't have any planes, nor do we have any boats, so we don't have to worry about that. Aircraft designer, maybe? Political power gain plus 15%. You know what? There's really nobody better to even hire, so, we'll get that guy. And then, low manpower, affects all divisions. Yeah, that's going to fix itself soon. Yeah, we have 0 manpower, which is bad. We're still on limited, because we weren't able to get up to actually extensive during the Bulgarian War. And we still couldn't even do it, because we're not at 40% world tension yet. I mean, we'll get there. No question about that, but we still need a lot of equipment. We still have, no factories. And we have a... Okay, well, we had a dockyard. I don't even know where we actually had it, because we didn't have any coastal provinces occupied, but we'll get rid of that. And what are we building? Are we building anything? What are we actually building in our country right now? Barbed wire. Why is that at the top list? I have no clue. Yeah, then we're just building the manufacturers that we possibly can. Consumer goods. We can't really do anything to lower that either. So we're just kind of stuck where we are. Who has actually caused... I mean, Bulgaria has actually caused... Can we break the non-aggression? We can't break until July 1917. If we could break it earlier, then we could just, re-invade Bulgaria. But we can't do that. But I don't think, other than that, I don't think anybody's actually generated world tension. France has. Italy has. Mexico has. The Ottomans have. And we have. That's not good. But, we have a non-aggression pact with them. We could theoretically... Oh, no, they're also... What about China? No, they're also... and everybody else is a Democrat. Or they're Democratic, yeah. So we can't actually do... We couldn't even fabricate any claims if we wanted to, sadly. So... Wait, there's nobody else in this list? No. Other than Bulgaria, we have our... we have our non-aggression pact, which we didn't have. We don't have our faction anymore. It just kind of has... We'll go up to speed 5. While we're waiting basically for World War I. Yeah, but our faction has been dissolved. We're not part of a faction. We can't join the Entente yet. If we had 80% world tension, then we could just say yes. But, okay, so Britain's preparing for war. Doing some other stuff. Russia's getting equipment. That's all fine and good. But what are we going to do? Okay, so we're going to go down this tree. Enter Austro-Hungarian, Russia-friendly, Franco-Serbian, prepare for war. So we I think we just have to kind of go down this tree. But it doesn't really matter, does it? We can only do one or the other, but... Once again, we'll be in the war together, so why does it matter? Sanction Germany, prepare for war. 30,000 manpower. Kind of do need that. Not really a question there. Let's see. So... We got a construction effort and armament effort. Those we probably also will both need as well. These ones will get locked until 1915. We can do stuff down here, but we won't do any of them. Yeah, so this tree here is done. We can't punish Bulgaria because, you know, we beat them too quickly. Political effort we can probably do at some point as well in the future, but I don't know if it's really that important. Okay, support Croatian revolt, form Yugoslavia. We can't do that until after World War I. 3 trenches. Yeah, this stuff here doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, that'll be useful, you know, once World War I begins. Yeah, so we don't actually have too much. Like, the Air Force thing is basically meaningless. The Navy stuff is also completely worthless because we don't have a port. And we probably won't have a port until after World War I, so it probably is never going to get used. I mean, reorganizing the Serbian army also kind of makes sense, but I think just going down this tree. But actually, like, this one, like, until we get prepared for war, these 3 are just kind of worthless, aren't they? They don't really do anything. Austria hates us more. This one gives us political power, which I guess is good, but probably still even then wasn't actually really worth it. Prepare for war. Well, we'll have to do that at some point. But yeah, I think just getting these 2 over here first would probably be more important, especially since we won't be able to get too many done until you know, 1914. Okay, so armored car 3. So yeah, so this tree's done. This tree, 97 days. It's lower than the base cost, so screw it. Let's just go for it. We're in September 1913, so I think getting the 1914 stuff now isn't the worst idea. And actually, if anything, do we have a second general? I don't... Oh, we do. We've actually a ton of generals. Reconnaissance, out of supply, reconnaissance, max entrenchment. Okay, you guys. I think we're going to basically have like 2 fronts. So let's edit this. Kind of just, you know, be at that front, which I said. And then you guys are just going to be here. With the max entrenchment guy. Like, this guy here is really good. Fort attack, mountain and hills. And I'm pretty sure this is, yeah, all hills and mountains. So it makes sense for him to be here. But, okay, split this up in half again. So I have like 13 guys all ready to attack in here. And we'll have these 4 divisions kind of just... I mean, this is all hills as well, so that's good. We'll just have these 14 guys basically just sit here and try to defend an Austrian attack coming from this direction. No national focus set. Armament effort. Which one's better? Probably armament. So let's get that one. We need a new technology. And once again, we've kind of exhausted here. We've exhausted here. This is done. Naval doctrine, but once again, we don't have any boats. So no reason to do that. Early artillery, 153 days. 156 days. It's slightly higher than the base cost. Early motorized. It's only being like 3 months off is a 59% increase. It's insane. But which one was faster? The artillery was 156, and I think as you're having better artillery faster, especially, you know, World War I, you know, it might be known for its artillery usage. Probably want to get those artillery as good as possible ASAP. Does this also affect... It's just armor, which is terrible. Small arms, motorized artillery. Yeah, yeah, there's really nothing for us to spend these points on, because nobody's really useful. And we can't... Yeah, we're already at war economy, and the next step up is total mobilization. We can't do that. If we do that, it's also negative 3% to our recruitable population, which would ruin us. I mean, not really ruin us right now, because we're already at 0, but still. Export. We don't want to go to free trade. Yeah, we can't really do anything here, so I guess we just get a Chief of Air Force. Also, this guy's just better. Like, why would I... But bad weather penalty, actually, I think is probably more useful. If it's, as you can see right now, it is rating in Montenegro, so probably rating where we are. Do we have any planes? Do we have an air force? No, we have no planes. Should we get a plane? It's a good question. I'm going to say yes. Even if it's just a singular plane. We don't need armored cars. We have them, but we don't really need them for anything. Now we don't have oil, but I don't think importing oil is actually like super useful. But on the other hand, it's a 50% penalty. We're making 8 a year. But can I risk a civilian factory to trade? Like, what are we all... We're already trading half our civilian factories, I'm pretty sure. Oh, we're already inputting wood. We don't need it anymore. Fantastic. Okay, surplus here. Yeah, so we need that. So we might as well use it here then instead. Just get our one little plane better. First flight across the Mediterranean Sea. Fantastic. Now we're getting 1.4 a month. Much better than the 8 a year we were just having a second ago. And it's only going to get better once this, increases here. So Serbia, you don't... Or Austria, you don't like me. Diplomatic malice. We can stage a communist coup. 5 daily. What a weird... How would that even work? It would take 5 daily. We don't make 5. So I wonder if that's just how they thought about solving that issue. Just by making it so absurdly expensive, you would never be able to actually do it. What's your problem? Larger... You're not... You have no plans to attack. You have no issue to have here. But apparently the Red General... What's your name? Peter, he thinks that it's actually a great idea to attack the Austrians right now. Sadly, we can't do it. Yes, I know we have that. But we actually have a plane. We have one airport right on the border of the country. Who thought about putting that plane there or putting the airport there? I don't know. We can't deploy the planes because we don't actually have any people to put in the planes. Right. We should probably put like an airport like in the behind the front lines, I would say. Oh no, okay, so this one's actually already there. So I would like southern Serbia. It's fine. Never mind. I don't know why they decided to put the airbase on the border with our arch enemy, but yes, I know we have planes in reserves. Actually, we're training infantry, aren't we? For manpower 1410 people. So they have all their guns, but they don't have the people. Yeah, they just not enough equipment. They need 10,000 people each. What we probably should do, and something that I don't typically do, is actually modify the infantry division, because right now we have it at a 3x3. But clearly, I don't think it's going to work out so well. So I don't know if having them be longer makes a difference, or what. Does it make a difference whether or not they're here? Like, would having like 5 across be worse than having like 5 in a line? I don't know. I don't think so. We'll save it like that, just so we can actually get more people into the manpower pool. Because right now each army is about, 2/3 of what it was. This also allows us to put more battalions on the field. I guess that also was assuming that these were actually full to begin with. Oh no, we did get some manpower. 17,000. Now it's all gone, but still, we got some of it. These 4 already. 8, 10, 14. We got some men. Not a lot. Ooh, 5 now. Apparently having 200 men is enough for them to actually train up properly. 200 out of the 7,000 we need. What is our total population? It is 6.5 million. The highest is 40%. No, the highest is 25%. So at best, we can have like 1.5 million people on the field. And that's, you know, at best. And that's, you know, like that's like every single man in the country in the army. Which I guess actually makes sense that it's 25%. I mean, it ruins the country. Factory output, training time plus 50% construction speed. But I can see that happening. I can see us being forced to take that option. We still have these planes. We still can't use the planes. But, you know, at some point, we will be. And you know what, actually, these other guys that aren't, like, full. You're 4,000. You're actually okay for the most part. Just get rid of all these other ones. Actually, no, get rid of you too. Just so we can actually have a little bit of... Oh, it's gone. The pool doesn't last long. Because I'm guessing like some of these guys probably just weren't at... This guy's like... So he's seasoned. Plus 50%. Fantastic. But I'm guessing some of these guys just didn't have actually all the men that they needed. Like this guy here. Oh, he's got 4,000. Why do we even have cavalry divisions? Honestly. Oh, but look at your veterans. I don't even think I've seen anybody ever that high, actually. We got our armament effort. We can get the construction effort next, and I think that is probably what makes the most amount of sense. Montenegro, you should join my army, or join my country. 5 to 6 troops. Albania, you don't even like me, but you should join my country. Everybody should join my country, honestly. You want to have an non-aggression pact? I don't know what it does. Yeah, I mean, it lasts forever, but... Hey, Britain, you want to have a non-aggression pact? Base reluctance? They would let me join their faction, but they don't want to, you know... They would still think about fighting us if the, you know, the opportunity came. Also, I don't really like this blue. This, like, turquoise color. Let's make it green. I just don't really like the, like that shade of blue. I don't know why. It's not my favorite. So let's see. Fortified Dalmatian coast. Send German advisors to where? To Italy, Austria. But Italy's already kind of gotten the whole we hate you thing. So... I don't think it's going to work out too well. Everybody else is doing it. Does Russia have a national focus tree? I thought they didn't. No, they do. I don't know why I thought they didn't. We can do another thing here, but once again, there's nothing to do with our points. Weapons 2 is available in 1916, but a year. Here's the thing, having 335 days, it's a long time, yes. But one, we don't actually have too many things to actually research. But having weapons 2, weapons for 1916 ready in not even like a month into the war, guns that are 2 years early, I think is probably still the better bet. 335 days. So about a year minus, so like November of 1914 to have guns that are supposed to be ready a month or two into 1916. How much better is it? Can we open up both? So it goes from 13 to 17. 1.3. Hard attack goes up a little bit. Soft attack. I think... And the production cost is actually the exact same. So yes, let's get infantry equipment 2. Extremely, extremely, extremely early. But I still think it's the best bet for Serbia. Having just better guns than the Austrians and the Germans and at some point the Bulgarians and maybe the Greeks as well, depending on how their own little royalist thing happens. I don't know how it works out in the mod. But if you're going to be fighting a war on possibly 3 different fronts, being such a small country, having better guns than everybody else seems to make sense. So I think that's what we're going to do. Especially if Serbia or if Austria doesn't even research the 1914 guns, which these were, right? No, okay, they're 1910 guns. I'm assuming they probably actually have the 1910 guns, but it's not impossible that they don't. They might not even have improved infantry equipment 1 yet, so it's hard to say. These other two techs, or these other two research slots will be probably used to, research more conventional things. Like, we're pretty decent into the, pretty good into the actual, doctrine tree. So I think here we'll probably get the early support weapons 2 next. Early motorized, I don't think matters as much as the horse-drawn carriages. I think we're fine at the moment. Artillery. The next one's at 1918, so yeah, there's no way we're going to be getting that anytime soon. Tank prototype is available in 1 year. So 1915 is when the tank prototype shows up, even though it doesn't actually show up or say that anywhere on that menu. But I do think it's going to be a good time to end this video, so thank you for watching. My name's been Anthem. If you've enjoyed, remember to thumbs up. If you're not enjoying, thumbs down. If you want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.